Are we seeing more in closing costs with rates rising? Can you kind of explain that a little bit?
I was just going to make that point. You just read my mind, so you're not a plant. That's perfect. So, on average for the industry, it costs about roughly $10,000 to originate a loan for all the pieces and parts of the loan origination. So what most lenders do when they charge a zero cost point to a borrower is they use what's called a premium price. So there's always a note rate you can get where it's a current market rate where if you walk in as a borrower and want to pay $10,000 in cash, you can get this low note rate. What most lenders do is pick a higher note rate and they put that into an MBS where they get like a 3 or 4 point premium. So if you get a 4 point premium on a loan of $250,000, that gives you 10 grand in cash. So what the markets always do is take a high MBS price, a higher note rate, and they can offer that to the borrower as a zero cost loan. So if any of you or any of your clients have done zero cost loans, either purchase or refis, they were getting a premium interest rate where the bond market paid them a high premium price. The problem today, this is the point I forgot to mention, is because the bond markets, I think, believe what I just said about rates aren't going to be here in a year, bond investors are not really happy to be buying MBS today at 6% because they know rates are going to go to 5% next year or they'll go to 8 or 9. If they go to 5%, their 6% bond is going to refinance in 6 months and disappear. If they buy at 6%, rates go to 8 or 9, they're going to wish they waited and got 8 or 9% versus 6%. So why this is important is in any market, you can always pick any rate, and there's always so many certain points associated with that rate. And there's like a ladder. You go to a higher rate, you get less points. And keep going higher and higher rate, you get less and less points. Today, you cannot do that. In the government space, sometimes in the conventional market, there's literally no rate you can pick that gives you enough premium to pay the $10,000 cost to do a loan. So the reason that's important, the reason it's important to everyone in the room here is today if someone's trying to buy a home anywhere in the country with any lender on government loans, they are probably going to see a rate sheet that has points charged. 1, 2, 3 points depending on the market and the rate they have. The reason that's important is if you have a seller making an offer, if you can build in advance to the seller and let them know this information, because you can have people, sellers or realtors who've been in this business for decades, and that normal thing that exists does not exist in today's market. So if you can have someone build it into the expectation on the offer that they're going to maybe do a seller concession for 2 or 3 points, and they know that up front, instead of lowering the price, they build in the willingness to do a 3 point concession. That'll help any buyer they find pay their closing costs. Because we had a VA loan where the whole point for a veteran is given for 0 down, but okay, they're being charged 3 points. That's defeats the purpose. So the importance of just knowing that, so that if you have a seller, you can advise them, and they want to consider, assuming that you'll be putting concessions in, that can help save the deal and help them better find better buyers. And they can say, hey, I'll pay your points. Because in this market, you cannot get a higher rate to pay your points. And that it might be an obstacle if the consumer's going to pay 3 points to close a loan. That takes away people who could otherwise buy a house. Any questions, comments?
Piggyback on that. So if rates continue to go up, we should expect more of that, right? Like that's not going to go away.
Yeah. Right now, the markets are totally confused. Where's it going to go? Let's say the October, November reports come out, inflation is clearly heading down, and those premium prices will start coming back. Once the markets think, hey, there's equilibrium in the world, and we're coming to a good spot, the premium prices will come back. The markets know we're at a fork in the road, and knowing people are debating which way we're going to go. Either the Fed gets inflation under control or they don't. And that's the part. Like we think like you should start seeing results. If this was 6 months ago, the conversation, hey, the Fed's going to raise rates and hope this will happen. The fact that they've already raised rates, we haven't seen anything yet, is making people kind of wonder. There was a professor at Wharton University who did an article, I think it was Wednesday or Tuesday. He thinks that it takes 6 months from the time the Fed taps the brake on higher rates until the economy starts showing that effect. Some people think it should be more immediate. I don't know. But I would say the next few months will be telling. In the next few months, I mean, the takeaway point is rates will not be where they are now in 6 to 12 months. I think in the next 6 months we'll know. Either rate inflation starts to show down and it's working, or it's not working and they're going to raise rates even more. So if someone's thinking about buying a house, to me, that's very important information for them to know. Don't assume that rates will be the same in 6 months. They could be, to me, it's a very small probability. That's like about a 2% chance they'll be the same in 6 months.
Great, I appreciate it.
David.
All right, thank you for your time.
We gotta be out here about 1 o'clock, and Dave's gotta get on a flight to Los Angeles. So, thanks for coming. Hope you guys got as much out of it as I did the first time. So, anyway, Casey's got a couple giveaways, and we'll pass the mic.
Last chance, has anybody not put their business partner here? Anybody? Anybody else? Casey? Bags that are great for football, tailgating, general groceries, anything you want to use them for. And we have 3 of them, okay? All right, our first winner is Haley. Just raise your hand. Awesome. Thank you. Awesome. Congratulations.